This lecture is about dimensional analysis or converting units. A lot of the problems in this course can be set up as a dimensional analysis. So instead of trying to memorize 30, 40, 50 different types of problems to do, like some students, it's best to just really learn this process of dimensional analysis. If you can learn this process of dimensional analysis, you can apply this one process to lots of different problems, and it makes the course easier. These particular examples are pretty straightforward, but some problems have a lot of different numbers in them, and you should figure out which one you're trying to convert and which numbers have to do with the relationship. So some of the numbers in the problems can be telling you the relationship, and some of them can be telling you the amount that you have that you're trying to convert. In this particular problem, it's pretty obvious that we want to convert 8.50 inches. That's how long something is, and we want to know how long it is in centimeters. So we want to change the units, but we do not want to change the length. We want to know that same length, 8.50 inches, in centimeters. What we need to do is use this relationship to write a conversion factor. A conversion factor is a fraction that has the numerator equal to the denominator. So since 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters would equal 1. Just like 5 over 5 equals 1, or x over x equals 1. If these two things are equal, then this will be equal to 1. Another way we can write this is with 2.54 centimeters on top and 1 inch on the bottom. This also equals 1. These two fractions are known as conversion factors. We're going to choose one of these conversion factors to convert inches into centimeters. Since we're trying to get rid of inches and end up with centimeters, we're going to need this conversion factor that puts inches on the bottom and centimeters on top. Since the conversion factor is equal to 1, we are not changing the value or the length, we're just changing the units when we multiply. Now when we do this calculation, the inches will cancel and we'll end up with centimeters. So it's very important to keep the units with you throughout the calculation so that you can see this process of which units cancel. If you had used the wrong conversion factor and you kept the units with you, you would realize that your answer is in inches squared per centimeter, which is not what you want. You want it in centimeters. So having the units next to the numbers during the whole calculation can really help you out. Now the last step is to check the significant digits. We have 3 significant digits in our measurement, an infinite number of significant digits in our conversion factor because it is exact. So we need to have 3 significant digits in our final answer. We want to therefore round to one place past the decimal, which becomes 21.6 centimeters. This next problem is done in a similar manner. The amount we are trying to convert is 56.3 pounds. That is what we have. And the relationship we have is that 1 kilogram is 2.20 pounds. These are the 2 conversion factors that we can write using that relationship. We are going to need this one because we're trying to get rid of pounds. We want pounds to cancel and keep kilograms. So with this setup, the pounds will cancel and we end up with kilograms. My calculator gives me a whole bunch of digits, and we are going to need 3 significant digits. We have 3 significant digits in our measurement, 3 significant digits in our conversion factor, so we want 3 significant digits in our answer, 25.6 kilograms. For this last one, the amount we want to convert is 878 kilometers. 1.609 kilometers is not the distance we're trying to convert. That is the relationship. This number is used to write our conversion factors because that is our relationship. This number, 878 kilometers, is what we want to convert. In order to convert that, this conversion factor is going to be more useful to cancel the kilometers. Looking at the units, our kilometers cancel. Looking at the significant digits, we have 3 significant digits in our measurement and 4 in our conversion factor. So we are going to want to round it to 3 significant digits, giving us 546 miles as our answer. Let's do a couple of problems from page 14 of the packet for extra practice. This one is interesting because it has 2 different units, one in the numerator and one in the denominator, and also it has scientific notation. So we are trying to convert this speed, which is in meters per second, to miles per hour. So this is the quantity that we are trying to convert. This is one of the relationships we need, that 1 mile is 1,609 meters. That's going to be needed to get from meters to miles. We also have to get from seconds to hours, so we should make a note that 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. If you know how many seconds are in an hour, you can use that relationship instead, but I'll just do this in 2 steps. I've made a list of all 6 conversion factors that can be made using these 3 relationships. First, I'll go ahead and try to get rid of meters and change it to miles. To get rid of meters, I want to use this conversion factor that has meters in the denominator. If we stopped after this step, the meters would cancel and we would have our speed in miles per second. But let's keep going and try to change this second to hours. We want to cancel seconds by having something with seconds in the numerator. So this conversion factor here is the most useful. At this point, we would have miles per minute. Let's cancel the minutes by using this conversion factor that has minutes in the numerator. And at this point, we would have miles per hour. So this is good practice to type this into your calculator using scientific notation, but if you can't get your calculator to work, you can just use the 3 and carry the 10 to the 8th over here, and let's see how that goes. So we would type in 3 divided by 1,609 times 60 times 60. Anything in the numerator is being multiplied, anything in the denominator is being divided. When I do this in my calculator, it gives me a lot of digits. Let's go ahead and look at how many digits we have. Our measurement, we have 3 significant digits. This relationship, we have 4 significant digits. An hour being 60 minutes, let's go ahead and count this as an exact relationship because it's not 60 plus or minus 1 or plus or minus 0.1. An hour would have 60 minutes in it. So let's go ahead and count these as exact. So if we want our answer to have 3 significant digits, we're going to round it to this place, and it will be 6.71 times 10 to the 8th miles per hour. I wanted to take a look at this one as well because it has square units. We want to convert 2.87 square meters into square feet. Here are 2 conversion factors that can be made with the one relationship we were given. If we only use one conversion factor, it will cancel one of the meters. Meters squared is meters times meters. We're only canceling one of those. So if we just multiplied this once, the units we would end up with would be meter feet. And we don't want meter feet, we want feet squared. So we're going to have to do this twice. Now when we do this a second time, we can cancel the meters again, and we will end up with square feet in our answer. Another way to do this is to use the conversion factor, but then square it. So we are multiplying it by 3.28 squared, or multiplying it by 3.28 twice. My calculator gives me this result. I started with 3 significant digits in my measurement and used a relationship that was 3 significant digits. So we want to go to the third significant digit here. We'll report that as 30.9 square feet. There is another sheet posted on Canvas with another example of square units in it.